Good morning, everybody. It's Randy, and it's in the Pink Room video this morning. Hope that you're having a wonderful and a blessed day. Last night we had a great conference call. We talked about what this company is all about and how it got started. And when Fred and Kim put this company together, the reasons they put it together and what it'll do for you as far as changing your life if you get people to try these wonderful products of ours, like this one here that's so unique that nobody else on the planet has it except us. This was invented by Fred. This product has done more for changing people's lives than you can possibly imagine. But there's a secret to this product. It's a secret that's out to all of our products. You have to take them. And how do you take them? You have to buy them. And how do people buy them? By you sharing them with people. You see, that's what this is all about. This is about getting these products like this, and like this one here, the Aqualite, which was the original product that he came out with, that he started with. The oldest man in the world is that way because of this. You know, these two here, kind of have fun in the morning. These two here are the most ordered products with the company. Now, I know people say to me all the time, but Randy, how can that be when you have this other product called Vibrant, just like the hat says? Wouldn't this be the most ordered product? Well, quite frankly, it probably would be. But you see, unfortunately, people don't understand the power of this thing right here, this sample pack. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But these products change people's lives. And how do they do that? Well, they're so unique in what they do that you simply add them to water and they get into your body and they start to change how your body functions each day. And the reason for that is because the ingredients, the active ingredients, the active things that those two particular products do actually get into your cells and change the function of your cell. And what I mean by that is that your cell starts to function properly. It starts to work like it's supposed to work because you see the nutrients are able to get in the cell because those products make that cell wall more permeable so that they can take nutrients in and get rid of waste material. And after all, it's called respiration of the cell. And when that is working properly, guess what happens? Your body works properly. It's just that simple. And you can't live without water. You got to have water, so you might as well be drinking the right kind of water. And it's so simple. You just simply put one of the sachets from this into the water, and or two, depending on how much water you mix up. And then some half droppers of this. People say, what's a half dropper? Well, when this thing is full, when you squeeze this little bulb and pull it out of here and it's full, it's only about half full. And that's how much it'll take up with a full one squeeze of this. So even though this is what we call a dropper full, it's only a half dropper. So put a couple of these into your water. I do every day. And I mean, every time I drink water, I have this jug here. A lot of people put some of that into the water they mix up ahead of time, and there's nothing wrong with that. I put 2 into every one of these before I take a drink. Well, we talked about this on the call last night. If you had not had an opportunity to listen to the call, you can find it in the Basic Reset Freedom Group room. Just click on the link, and it'll let you can listen to the call on the internet. Boy, I got the itchies this morning. Isn't that something? But if you're going to call in by phone, you can call in by dialing 701-801-1229, and you enter a PIN code of 496-401-933-pound, and then it's going to ask you to reference a call number, and it was call number 68, so it'd be 68 pound. And you'll be able to listen to the call that we had last night. And we talk about what this company has done and what it can do and what it can do for you and why you should be working with this company and what you have to do to make things work. And it's a really simple process. The first thing I'm going to talk about is these sample packs. You know, a lot of people are not utilizing these. They think that this is a form of convenience for you. So in other words, and it is, if you're going to be traveling or you're going to be getting on an airplane, you're going to be driving down the road, this is a really good form of, when you're out during the day, this is a convenient way to take your Vibrant energy drink. And there's nothing wrong with that, and that's what these are certainly designed for that. But if you'll notice on the back of this, it has all of the, I put that the right way, it has all of the nutrient information here. Now, why do you suppose that is? Well, it's because these are actually designed to hand to somebody. to give to somebody, to say, look, you need to take these. You can have these in your house all day long, and if you don't share them with people, you're not going to build a business. Now, let me tell you something. If you will share these with people, order these. I don't care what you do. You order these and you hand them out to people. Don't worry about whether or not everybody that gets one of these is going to jump into your business, because let me tell you right up front, it isn't going to happen. If 100% of the people that took this drink jumped into your business, you'd be a millionaire in a real short period of time. Well, folks, that ain't going to happen. Sorry. That's out there in the woo-woo world. It just doesn't happen. But if you'll hand these out to people, a tremendous amount of them will get into your business. And they'll get some of these and they'll hand them out, and they'll get into, and this will quickly become the number one selling product. Now, it's not number one yet. It's always in the second or the third spot or right in that area. But the reason for that is because people aren't utilizing these. Because you're broke-minded. Some of you aren't going to like this, but it's the honest to God truth. You need to get over your stinking thinking, your broke-minded thinking, and start thinking positive. Start thinking about what the good Lord told you to do. See, He didn't tell you, if you're reading His Word, that you're supposed to think like you're broke. He didn't tell you you're supposed to think like you're negative, that nobody's going to do anything. He said, you think on good things. You think on things of good report. You are to expect the best. It tells you in the book of Hebrews that what's faith? Faith is the constant assurance of things that are hoped for, that even though you can't see them, are up ahead of you. You see, I'm not going to get religious on you here. I'm not going to be preaching to you, but I'm telling you that you need to start thinking about what this is. This is a tool for you to become filthy rich. When I say filthy rich, that's probably a wrong term, but extremely rich. Or as much money as you want to make, or as contented and as happy as you want to be. This little packet, only with a different drink in it, the grandfather of this drink, took me from 0 to 83,000 plus distributors in another company and made me a tremendous amount of money because we handed these out. We didn't take no for an answer. We didn't sit back and say, gosh, I can only afford to order 10. Well, great. If you can only afford to order 10, then find 10 people and give it to them. But don't just mail it to 10 people. Don't just have somebody talk to you on Facebook and say, boy, I'd like a sample, and you just get their address and mail them one. Pick up the phone and talk to them and say, hey, look, let me tell you about this drink before I mail it to you. Now, if they're not willing to communicate with you that way, then don't send them one of these. You're just going to throw it away. Only give these to people that are going to take it. So here's what I did. I carried these with me, just like, of course, we have them in a packet, the packet just like this. What I did was I did two things. I carried these with me, and I still carry them with me. And when I was talking with people, I would say, look, I've got something. Now, I'm sure that you've probably heard of Vibrant, right? Just like on my cap. I'm sure you've heard of Vibrant, right? What? You haven't? Well, you got to try this. This stuff's unbelievable. This is going to give you more energy than you can possibly believe, but it's different than all these other crappy energy drinks that are out there. There's no crash and burn. There's no jitters. There's none of that stuff. This stuff is what we call a know that you know that you know you got energy. As a matter of fact, you know what we say about this? Day 1, you'll try it. Day 2, you'll love it. And day 3, you're going to be telling all your friends about it. That's how powerful this is. And when it's all done, there's no crash. There's no burn. It's just done. So this is inexpensive. This you add to your water. It's fruity tasting. Everybody loves it that drinks it. And you're going to love it too. I don't go a day without taking one of these. Sometimes I take 2. They're absolutely fabulous. Now, that's what I do when I'm with somebody in person. When I'm not with somebody in person, I'm going to mail it to them. I call them and I say, look, I want you to understand what this drink is all about, so that when you get it, you take it the right way. Number 1, if you drink a lot of coffee in the morning, don't take this drink at 10 o'clock in the morning, because you've had so much coffee and caffeine in your system that you may not think that you're feeling any energy from this drink, even though it is giving you energy, and it's doing what it's really supposed to do in your body anyway, besides just give you energy. Take it later on in the day, like maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 when you're getting the sleepies, then take one of these. Now I'm going to mail you 2 or 3 of these. Now let me stop right there. Folks, if you say, Randy, I can't afford to give out 2 or 3 of these, I want to tell you something right now. You need to change. Now, maybe you are in a position right now where it is not feasible for you to give out 2 or 3 of these, then give out 1. But talk to the people before you give it out. But if you can give out 3, send them 3 of them, and I'm going to explain why. Now, I want you to stop thinking I can't afford. There is no such thing as I can't afford. There is a situation where you're not in a position to right now be able to spend the money you'd like to spend, but the longer you keep thinking, the longer you keep saying that I can't afford, let me tell you something, you're going to be broke all of your life. You need to get rid of that stinking thinking. Just get rid of it. And you're going to say, Randy, come on now. You're getting into areas that you shouldn't be getting into. Baloney. I'm getting into areas that you need to hear. If you want to think like you don't have any money or like you're broke the rest of your life, then you're going to be broke. I don't care what comes along. I don't care if it's $1 million idea that anybody would take and run with. You're constantly going to be broke. I want you to look at where you're at today from where you were at a year ago with our company. Now, if your money hasn't changed, if your business hasn't grown and your income hasn't increased, then you need to stop doing what you're doing and start doing something different, because what you're doing isn't working. So, you need to get these. Now, when I send these out to people, if I'm only going to send one, and I've had times that I only sent one because I didn't feel like I think one was enough, I make sure and I call them and I tell them, don't take this in the morning if you're a coffee drinker. Or, when you get up in the morning, take this first, before you drink any coffee. You'll probably find out you don't want to drink any coffee. Now, if you're just the kind of a person that says, but man, I love my hot cup of coffee in the morning because I'm one of those people. I like my hot cup of coffee in the morning. Then go ahead and have this later, but drink this in the afternoon when you're tired. And if you don't think this is giving you energy, I'm going to challenge you. Drink one of these at 9 o'clock at night. Now, I know what's going to happen when you do. You are not going to feel like going to sleep. You're going to complain to the person that gave it to you that says, why did you have me drink that so late? Well, it proves that it works. That's the only reason you would do that. Or unless you're going to be up late for some reason or other. Order these. Make sure that you've always got these on hand. Folks, these come in a packet of 15 for like $22, plus shipping and handling. Order 30 of them. Always have 30 of these or one of these things around. Always. No matter where you go when you leave your house, always have these with you. Always. Because you don't know who you're going to run into that might be the next superstar. Let me give you an example of this. Even though she didn't have this out, she had these in her purse. Stephanie Kago went out with, and she forgot she had a Vibrant t-shirt on that said Vibrant Energy Drink on it, just like my hat, only it was on the t-shirt. And she's at the grocery store, and the gal said to her, behind the cash register, she said, does that stuff really work? And Stephanie said, what? She forgot she had the shirt on. And she said, does that stuff really work? And she said, well, yes, it does. And she was prepared. She said, and I have some I want to give you. And she opened up the purse and she gave the lady some. She was someplace else and the guy was going to have an energy drink, and she said, wait, don't drink one of those. She said, that's just going to get you all jacked up. Drink one of these. And she gave him one and he drank it. And he's signing up in the business. She said, how did you like it, Richie? That was his name. He said, I love it, love it, love it, love it, and I want some more of it. That's how people respond to this. Guys and gals, if you'll just do that, just never leave home without this. Ever, 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 ever. You want to get yourself out of financial bondage that you're in right now, then have these with you and open your mouth and share these with everybody that you can. Now, here's something else I used to do. I've got a little cooler sitting right over here. You can't see it, but it's sitting over here on a bench. And it holds 12 bottles of water. I went out to Walmart and bought 12 bottles of water, and I mixed up, I left 6 of them not mixed up, and I had 6 of them that I pre-mixed with this. And then when I would meet somebody, I would say, look, I'd like to give you, let's drink one of these right now. And I would give them this packet, and I'd say, I want you to look at this. I'll get a bottle of water. And I'd hand them the bottle of water, and I'd say, open that bottle of water and either pour some out or take a big healthy swig. So we got room to dump this powder in. And then I'd rip this open, and we'd dump the powder in, and I'd put the cover back on and hand it back to them. And I'd say, now I want you to shake that up while we're talking. Now I'm going to give you a little secret here. Don't put that water in ice. Keep it in your fridge till you take it out and put it in the cooler, or just get room temperature water. It doesn't make any difference if it's a little warm. You just tell them, look, this is just a bottle of water. It's not been cooled, but it's not hot. It's been in that cooler, but it's not hot. Now, it's obviously better once it's mixed up if you pour this over ice and it's cooler. And get them to drink it. Unless it goes in here, it doesn't get in here. Did you see what I said? Unless it goes in here, it doesn't get in here. And if it ain't getting in here, it ain't going to get up here. And if it doesn't get up here, it doesn't translate into something called dollars. It doesn't translate into something called dollars that go into your hip pocket national bank. Does this make sense to you? This is a long drive time or pink room video. Does this make sense to you? Okay. Always carry these. Always have these on you. Always, always, always. I don't care if you can't carry this with you in your pocket or your purse. In your purse, you can probably carry these. I don't know. I'm a purse. If you wear cargo shorts, you can throw some of these in the cargo shorts. But always have some of these with you. And by the way, don't leave these in your car in the summertime because the heat will cause this to heat up in here. And does it affect it? Not really. But what it does do is it'll make it hard so that it won't dissolve real easy. So don't carry this. If you take them in your car, take them with you when you go in the house at night. Don't leave them sitting in your car overnight or outside in the sun or days and days. If you live in Arizona, don't even leave them in your car when you go into a restaurant because it's going to get too hot. Just take them with you. Carry something and put them in there. Carry a bag. If you go into a restaurant and you're carrying this, no, this is a plastic bag with a bunch of these in it. Okay, if you go into a restaurant and you're going to meet somebody, or even if you're not, you're just going to go in and have a bite to eat, and you carry this and you throw it on the table, do you suppose that somebody's going to look at that? Do you suppose that the waitress might, or the waiter might say, well, what's that? This is a marketing tool, a plastic bag with some stuff in it. I'm giving you some good stuff today, guys and gals. Now, you heard me talk on the call last night that when we started with this company, we didn't have, of course, this. We had Ionite and Aqualite, and I showed people how to take this packet and turn it into $261 by using these little samples in here. Did you know that there's samples in this? Did you? Huh? We have samples here. And the samples are this right here. That's a sample. Did you know that was a sample? Give somebody one of these. Have them put it in their drink. Have them put it in their drink. Order some water that's plumb full. Go to when you're out someplace and the restaurant water tastes like caffeine, put one of these in there and let it sit there for a while and stir it around and talk to them and say, now I want you to drink that. The caffeine will be gone. Or caffeine. For crying out loud, Randy Steen, the chlorine, not caffeine. Chlorine. Okay. How did we get people interested in our business? Obviously, when you talk to people about a product, the product may get their interest because you say, hey, look, how about if I put some drops in your water or I put one of these little tea bags in your water becomes water that your cells will use readily and it'll carry minerals like the oldest living man in the world has in his system. You know what we did? We said, look, you heard us talk about it last night. We said, have you seen The Power of Fred? You see, I used to say that to people all the time. I never talked to them about a product. I said, guys and gals, have you seen that new movie out called The Power of Fred? What new movie? Well, The Power of Fred video. Have you seen that? It's going around. It gets viral. It's going crazy. The Power of Fred. Well, the real name of it is Diseased or Deficient, but I call it The Power of Fred because it's unbelievable. Have you seen that? And they say, no, I haven't. Well, I have a smartphone with me. And what's really cool about a smartphone is you can bring up your website. Okay? And if you click on the Products tab, you'll see here that the products come up. Alright? But right above them is this little button here. And it says Watch the Video. See that? If you press on that, it goes over to the video. And then if you have them press that button, that video will play. Now it's downloading here. But that video will start to play. And it's diseased or deficient. Now if they click this, let me stop this here. I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I actually started it. If you don't want to listen to this or watch this, you can press this and then an audio comes up right up here. You see that? It's a little audio. If I press the play button, it would play. Now, that's the audio version of that video. Now, what's really interesting is when you go back to the home page, when you're on the home page of your website, if you scroll down just a little bit, it says listen, and if you press that, another audio comes up. It's 22 minutes long. It's called The Power of Fred. And it will help you to build your business, and you don't have to know a thing, because that does it all for you. You don't have to explain nothing. Fred does it. Now, what better than the guy that knows about it to have him explaining it to you? And then you talk about what an opportunity it is we have with this company. But get their interest by showing them the power of Fred. Built an organization that's unbelievable in a real short period of time here, guys and gals. Now, I didn't do all this myself. All of you were part of this. But my organization with this company has somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 people in it. And it all started out by showing the power of Fred. The power of Fred. And a year from now, my organization, from me on down, will be much larger than that. Probably 20, 30, 40,000 people. And you know why? Because I utilize two things. This Power of Fred video, and these. This baby right here. Every time you place an order, I don't care if you're ordering Ionite or Aqualite or B Gold or whatever it is, every time you order, at least 15 of these should be coming with that order. 15 of these minimum, or 30. This is what you need to do to build your business. So you need to sit down and buckle up. You need to sit down and say, look, what do I want for my business? You say, but Randy, I've been giving these out. People aren't. Well, I'm telling you, if you're giving these out and they're not drinking them, you gave them out the wrong way, or you're not following up. And if you're following up and they're not responding, then you definitely did not give these out the wrong way. Because if you give these out the right way, 80% or better of the people that get this will drink it. Or mix it up for them right now. Ask for a glass of water and a fork. If that doesn't get their attention, folks, nothing's gonna. And they'll love it. And they'll love you for it. Because they can change their life financially. 22 minutes long this thing is. I hope that you got some good stuff out of it. Now, what I want you to do, even if you heard the call last night, I want you to go and listen to that call right now. I don't care what you're doing. You can put it on your phone and set the phone down and listen. If you're at work, well, obviously if you're at work and you're watching this, it doesn't make any difference anyway. Listen to that call. I want you to listen to what it is. And then I want you to go, when you're done with that call, and dial back in and say, I want to listen to call number 67. Because that's the call from last week when Penny Kyle was on. And she had guests on there talking about why they're excited about our company. Be enthusiastic. Join something that's got start marketing something that's going to make you some money. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're sitting out there and all you're doing is posting on Facebook and expecting people to run to you just because you got some fabulous looking post, you need to get a job, because it ain't going to work for you. You're going to get some people that'll show up, but guys and gals, you have got to be proactive. You've got to be talking to people. When somebody responds to your post, don't just respond to them back and say, hey, here's my website, take a look. Communicate with them, build a relationship with them, say, hey, look, thank you for responding to that post. Gosh, this is unbelievable. I'm going to give you a website I want you to look at, but I want to tell you something about first. Can I give you a call real quick? If they say no, and then I say, okay, great, I can't give you a call, but I want to tell you about something, because one of these things you're going to see on this website, and maybe they responded to this. You say, I want to get you some of these, but I want to talk to you about this first. If they refuse to talk to you, then the heck with them. Go to the next one. Don't waste your time. But if you get these into the hands of people that want them, Katie bar the door. It's going to be all over. Hey, listen, we're going to have another video coming up in the near future. So from the pink room, or from any room, or wherever I might be the next time I do the video, this is Randy saying, have a vibrant day. We'll see you later. And remember, wherever you go, there you are. Always make the most of it, because there ain't a soul that's going to do it for you. God bless you. Adios. Bye-bye.